Hello friends, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Elise, and this is my mystical, spooky bookshelf. And today, I was going to do a book review. It really was. I was going to talk about practical magic and how it compares to the movie, which I've heard is very, very different, but in the lieu of things that have happened, namely Taylor Swift. She's released her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, and I wanted to partake in the fun of reviewing this album and giving you my thoughts. And I have a lot of thoughts, and I felt like I was going to explode if I didn't bring them to the table for you to hopefully watch and either relate to or not relate to. But yeah, so Life of a Showgirl. I listened to it on the day it came out, October 3rd, and I loved it. I loved it. It was the first album that I had listened to in a long time where I felt like there was no question that I was going to really like this album. I can't remember the last time I listened to a Taylor Swift album, and I was like, I love every song, there's no skips. I feel like even maybe Folklore was the last album, because that album doesn't have any skips for me. But there are some albums where it's like Midnights. When I listened to that, I was just a tad bit disappointed. It wasn't really what I thought it was going to be. But for The Life of a Showgirl, I didn't go in with any expectations. And maybe that was the key. I didn't really think it was... I just didn't have any expectations about what was going to be on it, necessarily. And I personally had looked at some of the leaks, of the lyrics and stuff, so I kind of had an idea what was going to happen. So that kind of helped curb my expectations, because I was like, okay, I'm going to look out for this lyric, and I'm going to see if I like it. Because there were some lyrics that I was like, I read that, and I'm like, oh dear, how's that going to sound? Or I thought about it, and I was like, is she really going to say that on an album? But then I heard it, and I was like, yeah, girl, she's going to really say it. And it was going to sound good. It's going to be really good. So let me do a track-by-track thing. So The Fate of Ophelia, when it opens up, I had known most of the lyrics to this song. And I thought they sounded good. And when it opens up with that piano riff first, it's just like, okay, here we go. It's happening. This is a really good opening track. I haven't felt this way about an opening track since probably Red or Folklore. Those are my two top favorite tracks. So Fate of Ophelia starts off really strong. I really love the imagery of Taylor being of her heart, not her life, her heart being saved by the fate of Ophelia. I really like that imagery, and it made me want to listen to or read Hamlet. I haven't read that. I know a lot about Hamlet. I know the story. I understand the premise of it and whatnot. But take a drink of my coffee. But I haven't really actually read it. So I would like to read Hamlet and see if I can make any more comparisons between the Fate of Ophelia song and the album as a whole versus the play. Because I've also read some theories that this album is a play within a play, and I'm like, I don't feel like that's a little too big brain for me. But I mean, I'll read it and see maybe. But I'm enjoying all of everyone's theories. But The Fate of Ophelia, that was a really good track to open the album with, because it pulls so clearly from the Tortured Poets department, especially the imagery of drowning and how she talks about drowning a lot on the Tortured Poets Department. She talks about it in Guilty as Sin, and then she talks about it again in So Long London. And I'm just like, I love that we get this image. It reminds me of like a picture of someone like deep down in the depths of the ocean, and someone's hand is just like outstretched, pulling you out and grabbing you and being like, you're not going to be there anymore. You're going to be happy. Damn it. And I just love that there's so many good images in the Fate of Ophelia. And I love the little dance that Taylor came up with for that song in the music video, because the music video is really beautiful. I love it. It's got great showgirl vibes. All the costumes are really, really pretty. And I love how she's wearing different wigs for a lot of the scenes. Because I'm like, girl, you can literally have your hair any way you want and you're gonna look good. So, good for you. Because I want her to dye her hair brown because I think she looks really good as a brunette. But I digress. The Fate of Ophelia, really great song, great lyrics, a great beat. I really enjoyed it. I was bopping. I was like bopping my head the whole time listening to that. And I just thought it was a really strong start to a 12-track album, because that's something that I feel like Taylor has never done before. I feel like it's kind of weird that she doesn't have a 13th track. Like, that's just something that I feel like is ingrained in her as a person, to have a 13-track run and to have only 12. I feel like there's something missing, but I mean, the album feels finished. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't feel finished, because it does. But it just feels weird that there's no track 13. But, I mean, who knows? We'll see what she has up her sleeve. But then after that, once we get into Elizabeth Taylor, once she says her name in that really cool synth vibe, Elizabeth Taylor, do you think it's forever? I'm like, oh, here we go. We got a good track 2. I love a lot of track 2s. They're usually some of my favorite songs. Like on Red, really liked Red. I also really liked Blank Space. That was another great track 2 that I can think of at the moment. I also enjoyed Cardigan. That was always my favorite track 2. But this track 2 is really good. It holds up to the standards that I have for a track 2. And I really love the imagery of comparing herself to Elizabeth Taylor, and how she's kind of, taking that persona and like making it, because there's a lot of parallels you can draw between Elizabeth Taylor and Taylor Swift. Like their love interests, for one. Like, I know Elizabeth Taylor has had a long line of men that she's been with, and I know Taylor Swift obviously has a long line of men that she's been with too. So that's like the most obvious parallel. But there's also the fact that they're both really funny and witty, and they like to tell good jokes. And I think Taylor's really embracing her Elizabeth Taylor side, because I know Elizabeth Taylor is known for being cheeky. And I feel like this album is really Taylor diving into that persona and also being cheeky. And I love that. It's really cute. I love seeing her be more playful. Because, like, the Tortured Poets Department, oh my gosh, I love that album. I really do. It's definitely one of my favorite albums, but God bless America. It was so depressing. It was literally the most depressing album I've ever listened to. And I'm like, can we, like, get out of this place, please? So, like, The Life of a Showgirl coming after this album, coming after Tortured Poets Department, is like a breath of fresh air. I feel like we can finally breathe again. We can finally have fun again. And we don't have to be depressed and sitting at our desk crying because we're in love with someone that we shouldn't be or something. It's just really beautiful. And the beats on Elizabeth Taylor, when after she does that first little interlude where it's kind of quiet, and then it goes into the headbanging part, I'm like, oh my, are we listening to Reputation now? because it definitely gave me Reputation vibes, and it was really exciting. I was like, oh, this is so good. Like, this is a real bop. I love that it sounded like Reputation. Like, I don't visit Reputation very often, but it was fun to kind of get that same, like, synth punk vibe from Elizabeth Taylor. Like, that was really cool. And then once we get to track 3, I'm like, oh, okay, we got lover vibes happening. I was hoping to have some sort of Lover 2.0 because, unpopular opinion, I really like Lover. That's one of my favorite albums. And I know people like to trash on it a lot, and I'm like a big Lover stan. It came out like the year before I got married, so it's really got a special place in my heart. It came out in 2019, and I moved in with my husband, and I was going through a real rough time. So the fact that Lover had come out during that time, it has such a special place in my heart. And a lot of the songs remind me of my husband on Lover. And I know that it's sort of anxious coded, but I am an anxious person, and my husband and I, we've been married for 5 years, so we're very happy. So it's not like, there's no bad connotations to me for Lover, even though I know for Taylor that might not have been the best time in her life, because I know she says that Lover was kind of a delusional time in her life, which is valid. I understand that, but it's not delusional to me. It's my life story, and I respect that. But yeah, so Opalite definitely gave me Lover vibes. I love it feels like a 60s shoo-wop bop. Like, that's the kind of vibes I get from Opalite. I love the imagery. I love the oh, oh, oh little part that she does in the chorus. It reminds me of Grease, like a Grease soundtrack almost. And I like the fact that when she explains the song, she explains it as like making your own happiness. And I'm like, please scream it from the rooftops, Taylor, because making your own happiness is so important. And that's something that I think people have a really hard time with sometimes. Because I feel like a lot of people like it when Taylor is like depressed. I mean, I know her sad songs are great. They're real bops. I love her sad songs as much as the next person. But the fact that this album is so happy, it makes me happy. And Opalite is a really great love song and a really great tribute to Travis and how he's like a human exclamation point. And I just love that. I just love that. I really do. That's all I gotta say. I like the vibes. I like the beat. The lyrics were cute. Eating out of the trash. I'm gonna say it. I felt called out. I was like, oh, eating out of the trash? Are we talking about me now? Because I will say I've had my fair share of people that were not stellar before I met my husband. And nobody's ever explicitly told me like that, eating out of the trash. But that's definitely what it was. It was eating out of the trash. Don't do that, girls. Don't do that. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it because the men are not worth it. So that was funny. It was a funny song, and it was a catchy song. And I'm always a fan of track 3. Like, I feel like there's certain tracks where I'm like, I always really like track 3. That's one of my favorite tracks usually. So Opalite is up there with like Lover and the like. It felt like Lover, but it felt happier. It felt like a wedding vow song, but like it felt like if Lover and Paper Rings kind of had a baby. That's what it reminded me of. And I was really here for it. I'm always here for Lover vibes. I was really hoping for Lover 2.0. So I'm really glad that we kind of got that. And then track 4, I was like, Father Figure. When it first came on, I was like, oh, this is a bop. Like, this is great. I really like the musical interpretation of it, and the beats and the lyrics. They really surprised me. I was gagged. I'm not gonna lie. I had known that she was gonna say that, but I didn't realize how she was gonna say it or how she was gonna present it to us as the audience. It was really good. Like, I was shocked, but it was really good. And when I first listened to it, my first thought was, this has to be about Scott Porchetta. Like, it totally has to be. And I really think it truly is about him and how he, like, groomed her from the very beginning. And then the tables turned and she's like, hold on, I gave you everything and you took everything away from me. But now I got everything back, so you can kiss it. I really like that. It's a really good slapback song. It's really interesting, like how it's a brutal song. Like the part when she talks about sleeping with the fishes, I'm like, oh, I'm shaking in my boots over here. Miss Taylor Swift, you're kind of scary. Like, it made me think of like a mafia boss or The Godfather or something. But yeah, I just love that it's kind of like really hitting it hard, like to tell Scott, I made you who you are, because she really did. She gave him her livelihood. Like she's the reason that his record label is so big. Like Taylor Swift literally made that legacy. And I love that she's reclaiming it now because she got her master's back and stuff. And it is really cool to see. And the beats were really great. I love her vocals in it. I like when she does the falsetto stuff. The falsetto stuff is beautiful. It really scratches an itch in my brain where I'm like, oh yes, this is so good. It's really great. It was a really great track. Like, I was shocked, but I was here for it. And then track 5. Oh, I love this song. This is my favorite song on the album, and I'm not saying that ironically. I really, really, really love Eldest Daughter. And I understand that it's cringy, and I understand that some of the lyrics are like, okay, like you said that, but that's fine. That's how you feel. And I know that some people don't like it, but I am gonna defend this song with my entire life. I am an Eldest Daughter stan. I'm not an eldest daughter, actually. I have an older brother. I am the younger sibling, but he's 10 years older than me, so really, we didn't grow up together. So it kind of feels like I am an only child sometimes. But this song really hit me in my feels. Like, when it first started out, I was like, oh, it's a piano ballad. Okay, we're gonna go there. And then, I don't know, the way that she says some of the lines in this song, it just really hits me in my feelings. Like, yes, I understand. I feel like I've also been trying to be cool. Especially in high school and college, I was really trying hard to be that cool, bubbly girl, and that's just not who I am. So it really felt like, I understand when Taylor says, you have to take your mask off, and you should be more vulnerable. And it's just beautiful. I cried listening to it the first time. Like, when I was sitting there, I was like, okay, this is that type of song. Like, it's relatable in that way that kind of hurts. Like, you try and be so cool and, like, not say stuff that sounds cringy or weird. But when you look at it, like, if that's your personality, that's your personality. Like, don't be sorry about it. And I really love, I know a lot of people, like, drag the lyric, the eldest daughter is the first lamb to the slaughter, so we all dressed up as wolves and we looked fire. But, like, when you really think about that lyric and you, like, truly listen to it, it's a good lyric to me. It's a good lyric to me. It really has good imagery because it kind of takes the wolf dressed up as, the wolf dressed up as sheep in sheep's clothing. It really turns it on its side, and it's just showing that all these women in the world are trying so hard to be the baddest and to be like these hardcore, strong women. But sometimes you just need to, like, peel it back and be like your softer side. And I think that's what Taylor is kind of alluding to. And I feel like the We Looked Fire, it's not cringy. That's just how people talked. That's literally how people talked when I was in high school and in college. That's just how people said things. And, like, you did look fire. Like, you had this personality, you had this persona. You did look good. You looked great. You pulled it off. But on the inside, you were like, wow, I'm not being true to who I am. And I love the fact that people are pulling this song and comparing it to White Horse, because it's true. It's in the same key, the same category, those lyrics. Like, I'm not the baddest, this isn't savage. It's got that same key. It's really good. And I love watching other people's reactions to it that are similar to mine, because I watched Allie's reaction to it, and I was like, yes, Allie gets it. If you don't watch Allie Sheehan, you really should. She's a really great YouTuber. And it's just really, it's a sweet song. And the chorus is what really brings it home for me. Because this part makes me cry too. Because it's like, you go through life and you keep telling yourself you don't deserve these things, when in reality, you do. Like, when she says, I said marriage, I didn't believe in marriage, that was a lie. I was there at one point too. In college, I definitely had this idea that I wasn't going to get married. I wasn't going to meet someone who was going to love me for me. I had that same thought as Taylor. And I love the chorus when she says, and things I said were dumb. Like, yeah, I've said my fair share of dumb things in life. And that also hits home, because it's like, you're trying to gaslight yourself into not seeing or not believing that you deserve this in life. And then, like, 2 years later, I met my husband. And it's crazy. And it's like, yeah, I said a lot of dumb things. I said I wasn't going to get married. I said this. I said that I was okay with being alone. And I said I didn't need anybody, but it was a lie. I just really like that chorus, and I really like that part. It makes me cry, literally every time, because I think about my own life and all the dumb stuff I've said over the years, and how it's like, it's okay to not be cool. It's okay to say dumb things. It's okay to look back and be like, you grew, you had character growth, you evolved. And it's my favorite song on the album. I just keep going back to it in my head. I keep getting it stuck in my head. And I'm like, the more I get it stuck in my head, the more I listen to it, the more I'm like, yep, this is my favorite song. And I don't care who hates it or who doesn't like it. It's my opinion, and I love it, and it's my favorite song. And then I feel like with track 6, we get into Ruin the Friendship, and it's like a second track 5. And I'm like, Taylor, what are we doing? Why do we do this? Because that song made me cry too. I'm like, girl, track 6 is supposed to be a bop. I mean, it was a bop. It was really good. I loved the musical interpolations and the fact that it sounded like a sweet, like, bluegrass type of song. But I really think that Ruin the Friendship came from a place of she was re-recording Debut. She had to have been. I think that she definitely was in that mindset. And thinking back on it, with Ruin the Friendship, it kind of ties into Bigger Than the Whole Sky, and it ties into Forever Winter. I think those two songs are about the same person. And it's really beautiful. It's a really good song. I love the lyrics. I love the imagery. And I love that she says, just answer the question, ruin the friendship, who cares if you look stupid, because it's better than looking back on it like 20 years from now and being like, what would have actually happened if I would have just did it? Because I'm also that same mindset where it's like, there's all these things in my life I wish I would have done. And really, what's the point? Who cares if you look stupid? As at least you answered your own question. And it's a really sad song, and I really love it a lot. And it definitely feels like it belongs on Debut. And I definitely think it came from a place where she was re-recording and she thought back to that time in her life, and she was like, I'm just going to write about it. Because I'm sure she was thinking about it when she was re-recording everything. And obviously she's thought about it multiple times, because I definitely think Bigger Than the Whole Sky is about this person. And I think Forever Winter is about this person as well. But yeah, it's great. I love all the the instruments that are in it, the way that it's produced sounds really good. And her vocals in it are really good too. I like how she gets all whispery towards the end. Like, she sounds like she's gonna cry. And it's really good. I love it when she has these raw, vulnerable moments on the album. And then we get into Actually Romantic. And that was really funny. That was a funny song. I'm like, ooh, here we go. Like, I had read the lyrics to this one too, like when it was leaked. And I was like, I don't really know anything about Charlie XCX, so I don't really care that it's about her specifically. I kind of think it's just like a kiss off to the haters in general, because a lot of people talk about her a lot. And it's like, do you not understand the more that you hate on her and the more that you talk about her, the more press you're gonna give her, essentially? It's just funny. Like, we went from Shake It Off to Actually Romantic, and I love it. It's like we went from You Can Get Down with This Sick Beat to It's Making Me Sweat. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm gonna say the clean lyrics because I don't want to say the explicit ones, because it was funny though. That song was funny. I laughed listening to it. It's got a good beat too, and her vocals in it sound really good. It kind of also sounds like an Olivia Rodrigo song towards the end to me. So I was like, are we having a Tay-daughter fight too? Like, did Olivia say something? Or is it just about Charlie? And then, I mean, in general though, I think it's just about haters. It's just funny. I mean, I like it. I thought it was great. And then we go into Wish List. And I've seen people hate on this song too, but when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, yeah, this is great. Like, you're talking about all these materialistic things, and you're like, but actually, I kind of just want a house. I want you. I want a couple kids. It's fine. That's all I need. And, you know, I've seen people's perspective saying, well, she's always wanted materialistic things, and it's like, but when you meet the right person, your perspectives change, and your wants and your needs change too. So obviously, I don't think Taylor's gonna like be that traditional wife. Obviously, she can't be. That means she's Taylor Swift. She's gonna still make music. I don't think she's gonna give up her career or anything. But like, the fact that she just wants more traditional things, I think is cool. And I've also felt called out with the lyric, they want those 3 dogs that they call their kids. Like, okay, Taylor, I get it. I have 4 dogs that I call my children. And I do want human children too, but for the moment, I have fur children. So I'm like, okay, fine. I get it. I'm called out. I just think this song's funny, and the lyrics are great. I think the lyrics are cute. I think it's cute that she's talking about having a family with Travis. I think it's really adorable. And it's not, I don't think it's like a weird trad wife thing. I think it's just a woman wanting what most women want. They want a family and a career and a husband that loves them. Like, that's basically what most women want. And I don't think it's weird at all. Like, I want kids too, but I mean, I don't have them presently, but at some point I do want children. Which, I mean, it's normal. It's normal for people to have these wants and desires. And to, like, say that I don't want any of these materialistic things now because I have this person in my life. And it's true. Like, your perspective changes when you're with the right person. I've noticed that in life. And I think it also calls back to the fact that when she was with Joe, she was like, I'm in a lavender haze. I don't believe in marriage, blah, 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 blah. And now she's with Travis and she's singing totally different things. And I'm like, okay, cool. Good for you, girl. I'm glad you found the right person. That's all that I'm really happy about, is that you found the right person. But yeah, this song's funny and it's adorable. And I like the vocals. The vocals in it are really good. I love it when she does the falsetto stuff. That's just, it itches a scratch that I didn't realize I had in my brain. And it's just really good. And then, oh, Wood. This song was so funny. All I'm gonna say, I like how that it sounds like I Want You Back by Jackson 5. I like that it has that throwback energy. I also like the superstitions in it. That was really cute. But as for the explicit stuff, all I'm going to say is, if you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't. And it's okay. It's inappropriate. It's okay. You can move on with your life. I'm going to bop to it, though. So, yeah. And then we got track 10, which I really loved. Canceled. It was so catchy. I haven't seen anybody say this yet, but does it remind anybody else of like a Disney villain song? Because those dark beats when she says, I like my friends canceled, it sounds like Be Prepared from Scar from The Lion King. And I'm like, okay, we're in our Disney villain era. Yes, let's do it. I think that song's funny too. These lyrics, there's a lot of like really cheeky lyrics in this album. I like how she says girl boss too close to the sun. Like, that was funny to me. That was legitimately funny. I'm like, Taylor, what are you talking about? Like, who said that? Who has said that? It's so funny. Like, hearing it is like, do you guys know what you say? Like, do the haters understand that what they say sounds so silly? And it's like, what are you even talking about at this point? But it's fun. It's a fun song. It makes me think of Disney villains when I listen to it. It makes me think if like Scar, Cruella de Vil, and Ursula kind of like got together and they're like, let's make a song about us and how we're friends. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a Disney villain song, and I love it for that. And then when we go into track 11, that's where the Lover vibes are real strong. I'm like, okay, this is definitely Lover. I love this song so much. It's so cute. It sounds so sweet. I love the lyricism. I love the beats. It sounds like the beat of London Boy and like something else mixed in with it. But there's a lot of good lines in this one. Like, I love how she says, you can be my forever nightstand. Like, oh, that's so cute. And then how she says, I want to paint the wall the color of your eyes, and then I want you to graffiti my whole damn life. Like, that's also really cute. Like, good for you guys. I'm so happy for you. I am so happy. And I really like how she brings in all these different scenarios. Like, when people had used pet names, they're like using it in a derogatory way. But then when Travis says it, it's like, it's really sweet, not derogatory at all. And I like that. I like that, how she paints all those different images, because it's really sweet. And I'm glad that she's found someone who doesn't want to, like, keep her from being herself. And I like that he's always so proud of her. And I like that she's still in awe with this, because she deserves to be happy. And I'm really happy for her. And I don't care if that sounds weirdly parasocial. I feel like I've been here since debut, so I understand a lot of what's happened. And I'm just really happy for Taylor, honestly. And then the last track, The Life of a Showgirl. It wasn't what I expected, because I had read the lyrics, and I thought it was kind of going to be, I don't know, I thought it was going to be like more of a cabaret, boppy type of song, but it wasn't, and that's okay. I really liked it. I enjoyed the lyrics. I thought it was cute how she made up this like showgirl character named Kitty, and I love Sabrina Carpenter. I love that she was featured on this. Her voice is really good, and I love that her and Taylor are kind of like sharing the spotlight in this song. It's just really good. It was a good closing track, I would say. I thought it was catchy, and I like how she says thank you for the lovely bouquet. That's one of my favorite lyrics from this song, because it has such a nice ring to it. Like, hey, thank you for the lovely bouquet. It just sounds really good. It's really catchy. All the songs on this were so catchy, and it was not a skip at all for me. None of the songs were a skip. I know a lot of people are saying they don't like certain songs, but I legitimately loved every song on this album, and it's one of my top favorite albums now. And when I was done listening to it, I told my husband this album's gonna make people upset. And I was right. It's gonna make people upset. Some of the lyrics were gonna make people mad, and that's okay. I kind of just come with the idea that people didn't like Lover. I loved Lover. People don't like Life of a Showgirl. I love Life of a Showgirl. I've just come with the realization that people don't like what I like. And you know what? That's fine. I'm okay with that. I've always been that girl. And I will always be that girl. And yeah, that was my thoughts on Life of a Showgirl. So next week, I'll do a book review. I have some books queued up. So I'm either going to talk about Practical Magic or The Late Night Witches, because those are two that I've recently finished. There was also one more that I read that I can't think of right now. I've read like 3 or 4 books that I could talk about. But yeah, so this was the life of Elise's Mystical Bookshelf, and next week I will talk about books. But thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you enjoyed Taylor Swift content, because she's a really big part of my life. And a lot of my stuff that I talk about is in some way connected to Taylor, because I do make connections with songs and books and whatnot. But yeah, so thank you for subscribing, thank you for supporting me, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, friends!